Let me tell you that getting to 1,000 subs on YouTube is not for the faint of heart. It took me 3 years. Let's take a look back, shall we? Hi, I'm Darcel Lobo. Hi, I'm Darcel Lobo. I'm an attorney. All right, welcome to 2024. Man. Okay, so today's video is going to be a little bit different today. We usually talk about all things running a law firm, being a business owner, juggling personal life with work life, but I just hit 1,000 subscribers, I think like 2 days ago. I think I'm actually at 1,010 now. And so I thought I would talk about this journey for those of you who are wanting to start a YouTube channel, whether for personal or for work or for your law firm, right? And kind of share with you what my journey has looked like and how I got to where I am now. Still, it's 1,000. It's not, 10,000. It's not 100,000. It's not a million. I'm not one of those channels. But at the same time, I was recently speaking at a banquet in front of 320 lawyers. The room was sold out. It's 320. And when I was on that stage, that was a lot of people in that room that were all looking at me and listening to me. And so now having 1,000 subscribers, like that's more than 3x the number of people in that room. And so if you're a small channel and 1,000 subscribers may feel kind of small, but that's actually a lot of people. It's a lot of people who care about what you have to say, the value you provide, right? And so it's so easy to get caught up in the numbers and everybody else has bigger numbers than you do. But you have to remember to take a step back and just appreciate the numbers that you do have and the people that you do have who are watching and learning from you and are inspired by you, right? Like you're showing up for those people and they're showing up for you. And so it really helps to kind of put things in perspective, especially since I had that banquet just a few days ago, last week actually. And I was like, wow, like 1,000 subscribers, that's more than 3 times it was in that room. And that was a lot of people. So thank you. I guess is where we'll start with a thank you. But let's get into these top 10 lessons that I've learned going out and starting a YouTube channel. Number 1, you are real vulnerable when you put yourself out here on YouTube. And even on a channel like mine, where it's more educational, at least I hope it is. I hope you're learning something if you're here, right? And hopefully it's also a little inspiring for those of you who are going out and opening businesses, opening law firms, right? But it's kind of scary to put yourself up here for just anyone to watch and to, be a troll and to get hate, right? Like, and even on a channel like mine, like I get that kind of like feedback, and it's just like, why would somebody spend their time trolling my video on how to open a law firm? Like, I don't know, but it really forces you to put yourself out here when you do this. And when you go on video, you hit that record button, you just start talking to that camera, right? It gets real vulnerable, but it's part of the process. All right, number 2, it feels slow. Like, it doesn't just feel slow, it is slow. And sometimes it feels like painfully slow on growing your channel, right? It's taken me 3 years to get to 1,000 subscribers. Now, I do know that had I been more consistent, had I made more content more frequently, I would think that I would have gotten here sooner, right? But I'm running a law firm. I'm momming. I'm a spouse. I got all the other things. And so I've become much more consistent, I would say, in this past year. Years 1 and 2, not as consistent as I could have been or as I should have been. So I do know that. So there is that caveat to that. But still, it took 3 years to get here. All right. Number 3, you can't listen to everyone, okay? There are so many people giving you different strategies on long form videos, on short form videos, how often to post, your thumbnails, should you use hashtags. Like, you will lose your mind trying to keep up with everything that everyone has to say because people have different opinions. Like, one YouTuber could tell you that you should absolutely, only do short form content and never use hashtags. And then somebody else will tell you don't use, or you should use hashtags and don't do short form content on YouTube, do long form. Like, everybody has different opinions, right? And so what I have found to do, because I can't listen to everyone, right? Just pick your 2 or 3 YouTubers that you like their style, you respect what they do, you trust them, follow their advice, and tune everyone else out. I used to listen to different people on how to, record videos and tips and tricks and insights and all those things. And it's too many. So I have like my 2 or 3 that I really like, that I follow. I take what I can from what they advise and I use it in a way that works for me. I can't do everything that even they recommend. And you probably can't either. And that's okay. Figure out what you can do and just do that. And just try to just improve as you go, little by little at a time. All right. Number 4, it is crazy to kind of look back at my original videos. They make me look cringe. I feel cringe when I watch them, but that's okay. I had to be cringy in order to get started, and so do you. That's part of the process. You don't get to skip that part. I didn't get to skip that part. You have to put in the work. And this is true for all new things that you do and that you try, right? Like, you don't get to jump and cut everyone else and just become an expert. You don't get to cut the line. There's no fast track. Like, you can put in more reps and make more videos and do more things to get there faster, but you still have to go through that phase of being cringy, of sucking, until you get to a place where you're better and better and better. All right, number 5, you don't need anything to start. Like, all you really need is your phone. You prop it up on something, you face a window, and you just start talking. You don't need to buy all the things. Don't spend a bunch of money if you're just starting. Now, eventually, I did start buying some gear, like a mic and a tripod and camera, right? But you don't need any of that stuff to get started and to make good videos. You can make good videos with just your phone, especially with these phones nowadays, right? So face a window, prop up your phone against the window or whatever you need to prop it against, and just start talking, right? All right. And along these same lines, let's get to number 7. Number 7 is about the software that I use. I don't have a bunch of software. There's so much software out there, I can't keep up. And I just don't have the capacity to figure out how to use all these different things. So I just use Filmora Wondershare for my video editing. And I mean, you've seen my videos. I don't do any kind of crazy edits. Like, you get some basic cuts. You get some text on the screen. You're not getting a whole lot from me, just because I don't have that capacity, right? And then I use Canva for my thumbnails and graphics and things like that, right? But those are the only 2 types of software that I actually use for creating my content and videos, right? Okay, let's get into posting schedule, because right now I'm doing about 1 long form content per week, along with 2 or 3 shorts per week. My goal is to start doing 2 long form per week and 2 shorts per week. We'll see how that goes. But for now, getting at least 1 a week and trying to get at least 2, maybe 3 shorts per week seems to feel good for me. I can definitely see a difference if I do 2 long form videos a week, a few weeks in a row. I can see the growth kind of start to pick up. But again, what do you have the capacity to do? What can you take on? You don't want to, start off making 3 videos a week and then you do no videos for 6 months. You don't want to do that. So figure out what works for you. If that's 1 a week, great. I don't think you can do any less. If you're doing long form content, I think you got to do at least 1 a week. If you're doing short form content, you probably need 2 or 3 a week, is my thought and opinion on that. But again, figure out what works for you and just do that consistently. Okay, number 9. This is kind of a big one that I've had to learn the hard way. People are very stingy with their likes and their subs. Now, they should be, right? But sometimes you're just gosh dang, I made that video and I only got 3 likes on that video that I worked on. So I have videos where there's been no likes, and you can start to feel gosh dang, nobody likes me. Nobody likes my content. But I don't think it's that deep. I don't think it's that serious. Sometimes people just don't even think to hit the like button. They watched your whole video. They probably didn't like it, and they just didn't think to hit the like button, right? And if they don't hit the like button, then YouTube's going to be less inclined to push your video out to other people. So it's hard not to take it personal. And I feel like I'm still working on learning that lesson myself. But I do know that people are enjoying my content, the people that like it's made for, my audience, right? And when I get the feedback of like, oh, this was so helpful. Thank you for sharing this. Thank you for talking about this. It's like, okay, like I'm doing the right thing. Like I need to keep doing what I'm doing because it's helping the people that it's meant to help, right? And even though you may not get as many likes as you think that you should, even if your audience watches it, maybe they love it and they just didn't hit the heart, right? Like it doesn't mean that your content's bad. It doesn't mean that people don't like you or what you're putting out there. And so I think this takes me to lesson 10. Our last lesson is that you've got to tell people what to do. You have to remind them. Like you've got to tell them to subscribe. You got to tell them to like the video if they liked your video. You got to tell them to watch your next video, right? You got to have your end screen like pop up that suggests your playlist or the next video. If you have a freebie, even if you have it linked in the description, you got to tell them to go download it, right? Like you have to tell people what to do because sometimes they just forget. They don't think about it, right? And it's not intentional. They just didn't even think about it, even though they really liked your video. So make sure you do that. To kind of help remind people like, oh yeah, let me give her a like. Like I really appreciated what she shared on this video, right? So, okay, those are the 10 lessons that I've learned. Some of those I'm still learning and still navigating as I continue to work on this channel and show up and grow. Like you're watching like me figure this out as I go along on this journey. And so I've heard that once you hit your first 1,000, that can be like take the longest amount of time, right? And then you really start to kind of grow, hopefully faster from there. So we'll see. I'll keep showing up. I'll keep making the content and hopefully my audience keeps showing up as well. So if you want to start your YouTube video, whether it's for your law firm, if you have one, or for some other business venture or just a personal account, like you should do it. Like try not to be discouraged if you have slow growth, like I've had, right? Just keep showing up because what I do know is that I really wish someone had a channel like this when I was first going out on my own, when I was first opening my law firm 10 years ago. And that's why I started this channel, to help others who are on this journey to solo law firm ownership, to becoming their own boss, to becoming an entrepreneur. Because like I tell you all the time, like, in law school, you learn how to lawyer. You don't learn how to run a business. And that's really the part that I have learned in these past 10 years is how to be that business owner and how to show up for myself, for my firm, and for my clients. So I hope this was helpful. If you're on your journey with your YouTube channel, like keep going, stay motivated, keep making the videos, keep showing up, even when you only have 10 views, 12 views, 21 views. Like I have been there. I get it. Keep doing it. If this helped you, I'm going to take my own advice and ask you to please give me a like. If you want to stick around and subscribe, I'd love to have you. And if you're interested in opening or running a law firm, make sure you stick around. Make sure you subscribe because what we talk about primarily over on this channel, I have a free business plan for you linked down below for you to get, a free calendar for you to download and get. So make sure you look at that down below because I have all that listed for you. So, all right, I hope this helps and I'll see you in the next one. All right.